Can you give me a bit more context? You mentioned you were migrating to the US in 2008. So
Yes.
from where did you migrate, and
So
how old have you been? Had you been there?
yes. So I'm Armenian, but I was born in Iran.
Hmm.
And so I immigrated to the US in 2008 when I was 24,
Hmm.
23 or 20 24. Yes. And then, I started working at Fry's Electronics. I was working there full time. And then after a couple of years, I decided to also study the sound engineering course, which back then was Video Symphony. And so that's how kind of it all started. I was working there full time and I was learning the audio engineering. It was quite a hard year and a half, but it paid off. It it worked out. The American dream happened.
Yeah.
It was fast, and not to mention that when I was at Fry's working, one day Stevie Wonder walked into Fry's Electronics, and it
Hmm.
was like a few months I was working at that store in Burbank, and my jaw dropped, and I was like, is this how America is? Like people like celebrities like this just walk in the store and like, is this normal? And they're like, oh my God, no, he never comes to this, store or whatever. This is the first time we've seen him. But I couldn't hold. I was shaking from happiness. I didn't know what to do. Like he's my like hero in music and legend for me. And he's basically the cassette that I would put in my Walkman and put in my headphones uh, during the night and sleep with his music. That's that person that walked into the store. And here I am, and I was like, oh, I can't. I have to go talk to him. And then so they're like, no, 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 don't bother him, don't bother him. I was like, I can't. I have to go. So I waited until he was like done with the cash register, and then Um, I went closer and I said, "Mr. Stevie Wonder, can I talk to you for a second? Can I hug you, please?" And he turned and he's like, "Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely." And then so he hugged me. Oh, I hugged him. I hugged him more than he hugged. But oh my God, the energy I got from that, it was like a spark of, I don't know, 20 lightning strikes in me. And I told him how much I loved his music and how much he affected me as a musician back in Iran. And there are so many, people that listen to his music over there as well. Um, and all of that, it was great. But then after he left, I couldn't. I was just like shaking from. I couldn't control my hands. I was like emotional, and I told my supervisor, "I'm so sorry. I have to clock out, and I'm leaving. I'm going home right now. I'm not going to be able to. You can fire me if you want, but I'm not going to stay in the store right now. This is a one time in my life thing happening." So I clocked out and ran out of the store and called my wife. I was like, "Hey, dude, I just met Stevie Wonder." He's like, "What?"
So,
So
so
it
that
was,
was a lucky incident of meet your
oh my
heroes. Yeah.
goodness, yes.
Sometimes
But that
things happen
also
badly.
was really torturous too, because every day I was looking at the entrance door waiting for him to walk in again. It never happened. But
Amazing.
it was such a
So,
beautiful experience. But yes, from Iran, I grew up there. It was a lot of limitations that we grew up with, especially with music as a musician. Music was kind of against religion there. You couldn't have concerts or programs, or musicians weren't allowed to play on TV, or there's no clubs or parties happening. It's just a sad, sad situation. And so that's how the was. And my family actually was the pioneer. Of the first music store in Iran from 1945. They
all
opened the
right.
first music store there, my dad's uncle. And so we had about more than 100,000 sheet music library and more than 4,500 records in LPs in the archive that we would basically serve the community there of musicians and all that. But then after the revolution, then everything changed and we had to just be low profile. We were just one of the few music stores in the country, and people would come from all over the country to buy books, music books, and methods from us, because importing books became illegal in the
Mm,
country. So we couldn't even bring more books from France, from London, from other Germany and other places, methods that we were ordering. We couldn't do that anymore. So we had one version of each book in our library, so people could come and take advantage of it and use, and we would give them a copy so they could basically learn the instrument they want to learn. But it was all low profile. We couldn't do advertisements, or we couldn't do that. But we survived about 70 years until we had to close it down and move out of the country. It was basically, yeah. I was um I was a vegetarian. I was playing jazz, and I was a homeschooler in Iran. So it was three odd things in a row for me. That was not easy at that time growing up. I wanted to become a jazz musician, and there was nobody to play with. So I would put like Jamie Ebersold um, cassettes and CDs and stuff, and try to play with them, because it was music minus one. It was like bass, piano, and drums. So I would, put the channel to where there's only drums and bass, and then I would try to play the piano part with them, as if I'm playing with professional musicians. That was my kind of in-home music band. And then yeah, so later on I found some friends that were interested and learned, but never had a good opportunity to create my own trio or some sort of a music band back then. And that was kind of my journey. Yeah, I got into that and learned and grew up. And then once we moved, then we became sponsors for my parents, um, and then we brought them out. So we sold the store and got out of there.
interesting. So a huge
Yeah.
history of music
Yeah, it was a
in
fake
your
history of
family.
music. Yes.